Our next speaker is Joy Chen. Joy is the director at large of the No on Prop 16 campaign. She is a graduate of UC Berkeley from the class of 2013. In fact, she is a Prop 209 baby, and in her real life, she is a veteran of technology giants in the Bay Area. Joy, we are thrilled to see a Prop 209 baby on this panel. So please go ahead and give us a few minutes of remarks.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for taking this time to kind of focus on this very important proposition. And like Ying said, I am a Proposition 209 baby and actually a first generation Californian. My parents are immigrants from Taiwan. They had me here and I was born in LA, raised in Orange County. And I had the privilege of attending UC Berkeley, and I did so on merit. During my Berkeley time, I studied Chinese history and I actually took ethnic studies classes as well. I spent a lot of time with underprivileged communities. I spent a lot of time researching with Chinatown, learning my culture, learning the language. And today, I mean, I've kind of pivoted a little bit. I do spend a lot of my time working for tech companies, but in my free time, I'm still working with a lot of the Asian American community. So when we see kind of Prop 209 pop up, it's been very interesting to see that kind of shift, because apart from the politics of it all, the Asian American community as a whole has been pretty quiet, I think, ever since at least I remember. It's been very difficult even to get my parents to vote, to get them interested in politics. But because of issues like Prop 209 and now Proposition 6, they've become very vocal. And just like a lot of our donors, it's a lot of parents, just like my parents, that are like, well, my child, this is going to affect their future of them coming to, why my parents came to the United States. And just like Hispanics or Blacks or white immigrants, my parents came here for the American dream. They came here for equal opportunity. And Prop 209 and Prop 209 helps with that, but Prop 16 kind of reverses a lot of that. And it reintroduces this kind of discrimination based on race, essentially. So when parents, anytime any parent, not just Asian parents, but parents of all cultures, when their kids are potentially hurt, they take action. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see an uptick in Asian American participation. I think this is an issue that both political parties need to take very seriously. I think that we need to differentiate between success and privilege. Just because someone is successful, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily privileged. I come from a working class family. A lot of people that I went to school with came from working class families. In fact, very few of my friends came from like very wealthy families at all. And kind of everything going on with Harvard and Yale, Berkeley and UCLA and these UC schools were our saving grace. So we're very thankful for that opportunity. And that's because we were protected by Proposition 209. And then throughout this entire process, I've learned so much about how dedicated our communities are. And not just the Asian community, but other communities as well, and us standing together to no longer want to continue to be divided by politicians, not just from the presidential level, but now to the state level as well. And when our opposition is calling us and triangulating us with white supremacy or white privilege, or putting us with Charlottesville rioters, or saying that, we're broken English speaking Chinese immigrants, I mean, it hurts and it sucks. And I think the Asian American community is standing up and taking a stand for it. And it's awesome to see.
Joy, thank you very much. And your remarks actually remind me of something, which is that while the other side is lying about our campaign being somehow affiliated with the KKK or white supremacists, they are in fact people who their chief backers, for instance, in the state legislature, one of their chief backers is in fact someone who has made outright racist comments about Asian Americans. Earlier in the summer, we highlighted the fact that Christina Garcia a California state legislator, is someone who in the 21st century has in fact gone around saying that she wanted to punch Asian people in the face, and the people she was referring to are precisely first generation Asian Americans who have gotten involved in this political process. And so there is a whole lot of irony in what the other side is trying to do, that while they're accusing us of being affiliated with racists, they're the people making some of the most racist comments about Asian Americans.